Anyways, hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the CCFC1. I think it's pretty important to host these tournaments, and I hosted this one. We're going to be looking at, this is the full rep wheel, and then going into top four, and then the top four's deck lists, and how they played. I think later I might post a replay, but it wouldn't be of a top cut round. It would just be showing off a deck that I find cool. And that is the Winged Beast deck that shopped. We also have Verniself, Goki, UA, Danger, Predaplant, Yosenju, Blackwing, Lunalight, and 2 copies of Hero. Although both hero lists were very different from each other, and I will show you why. Because one of them was Layer of Darkness Hero. That's the only super uncommon deck we have in the top cut. The other ones I'll just go over super quick. Predaplant, super easy to find in the top cut, the second best deck in the format. Goki, decent deck. He beats all the rogue decks in this tournament, of course. But they also went undefeated in Swiss Nilox. He's a very good player and also a very good decent deck builder. I'll show you I'll show you when I go over their deck, but yeah, very very good. And then also Lunalight. We'll show you the Predaplant and Lunalight decks when we get to the top 2. First up, start with Goki. This is a going second Goki build, playing Pankratops main, finishing move, just a lot of basic stuff for Goki. And I think going second actually solves a decent amount of Goki's issues. I think being able to take care of disruptions before they go through help your combos resolve, even if you're under even if you get hit by D shifter or something. I think also having your opponent be forced to stop you with 2 cards rather than 6 is very important, because the 10E player can't just go Lava Golem, Vishuda, you lose, right? The Predaplant player can't go activate Super Poly, you lose, right? Lunalight player can't go Kaiju plus some stupid rank 4 that outs your guy plus ratio plus L plus you lose. All the top decks don't insta beat this with 6 cards. Lunalight has absolutely 0 issues outing the Goki board with 6 cards. Neither does Predaplant. Neither does what's the other good deck in the format? 10E. Essentially, what you can do is just do pretty well going second. You can out their board. They're also on the Verniselfs. They do also help going second. It's pretty important to consider them as a part of your build when you're making Goki. Side deck is pretty much a bunch of trap cards. What else do you expect? Next up, Layer of Darkness Hero in the best quality I could find. It's a pretty interesting list. You are playing 3 of the dog, 3 of Lilith, and then some of the epidemics for this. I think you could definitely cut one of the ways to get to Layer of Darkness. You could cut either the dog, or maybe you could cut Metaverse, or sorry, not Metaverse. You could cut Metaverse. It's interesting. I wouldn't it's not a terrible deck. I don't think that, but it's definitely not the best shell you can put Layer of Darkness in. I prefer Grand Maju. I prefer a lot of other things over this in terms of putting Layer of Darkness in. I even really prefer Pure, but I think it's not a terrible shell. I don't, because it a top tournament, and it's good to see interesting brews doing well. Next up, top 2, we are going to our second place finish with Lunalight. This is also an interesting list. A lot of you might be looking at this and say, wow, this shit looks bricky. And it is not. It is actually shockingly consistent what you can do with even things like 3 Wolf, which doesn't feel correct, with 3 copies of actually past the 3 Wolf, this looks completely fine. I guess Armageddon Knight might look a little weird, but I think overall looks fine. You might be also asking yo, why are you on 1 Shade Brigandine? Sorry, wait, what 1 Boots and 1 Fogblade? The reason is because you can go Foolish Burial Goods for Fogblade. Wait, that doesn't actually work. Hold up. You can go Armageddon Knight for Fogblade. There are a lot of ways to get Fogblade into the grave. and having this as just an option is also pretty important when you're doing this. It makes Fogblade is very accessible. It's a good interruption. It's just a good thing to have in general. I'm not going to give you too much on Lunalight. A lot of people, pretty much everyone, already knows how it plays, and I also just spoiled it. But do not worry about that. The winners list, but don't worry about that. We're just looking at the Lunalight list for now. But otherwise, it looks pretty basic. If you want to have any questions about it, you can just hop on the Discord. Same thing with this. I will say this build did win, and it has some interesting cards in it. But the owner of this deck and the person who actually topped with it, Diamond Dude, won with it rather, not topped, wants me to tell you that this is not how you should be playing the deck. But if you want to see the deck list that they actually advocate for, join the Discord. You'll be able to see like the real like top decks brewing and happening in real time, etc., etc. But let's get started. Essentially, this is just Predaplant, but with the interesting tier element engine, which they have been testing with for a long time. You have 3 Grief, 1 Merly. Essentially, you can bin and mill just a bunch of stuff in order to get through your deck faster, in order to make extra fusion monsters. And Grief, I think locks you into something, but I don't think it's not like geez, it's not like World Legacy Memory, right? It doesn't lock it. You can still activate it if you've done the thing it locks you out of. Otherwise, you're playing 3 Kaijus. You're playing the just basic Predaplant lineup. I've gone over this on my channel before with the 3 Keeper of Dragon Magic. For the extra deck, insanely basic, other than the 2 copies of Dark Law and the 3 Mask Change 2s in the side. Essentially, that's just versus any graveyard deck. You can kind of do that. It's not bad. You can also make sure you have the Super Poly on hand, just the 3rd one, Twin Twister the 2nd, and 3 Cosmics, and then also 3 Royal Decrees. Flip this a lot in tournament. Very good card. 1 a pointer, and 3 deck devs, because it's auto win versus Melfi. This is a decent overview of the tournament, but if you want to know information, you want to know some other people who could have topped their deck lists, then come to the Discord. As I've advocated for throughout this video, it is a worthwhile place to be. And I suppose I will see you next time. Goodbye.